Welcome! Today we're going to talk about this awesome 2021 Tesla Model Y long-range all-wheel drive that we have for sale. One amazing electric vehicle, one amazing crossover. We do really well with Teslas. We sold, I think, 3 Teslas over the weekend. And demand is just growing. I think maybe it was a year and a half ago where I did my first video on the Model Y that we had, the first used one we had. And I speculated, just like Elon Musk said when the Model Y first came out, he thought it was going to become the best-selling vehicle in the world. I concurred. I thought it was definitely, my opinion, was going to be the case. Well, the jury is out. Bum, ba, dum, bum, bum. In 2023, the best-selling vehicle in the world so far. 2023 is not over, so someone else could catch up, but it's the Model Y, which is pretty amazing because the previous best-selling car in the world was a Toyota Corolla, which is a lot less expensive than the Model Y. The Model Y is a premium luxury crossover. But the amazing vehicle, I'm sure you're seeing Teslas every day on the road. Every day you see more and more Teslas, and maybe that's why you're thinking about getting a Model Y and watching this video and learning more about them. And you're on a great path if you're thinking about a Model Y as your next vehicle. And I'll tell you why, regardless if it's this one, a new one, or anyone in general. I'm a pretty big car nut. I've been in the car business pretty much all my life, since I was about 14, 15 years old. I'm 43 now. I've owned many vehicles. I have gas cars in my family. I have an Infiniti. I love Infinitis, but my daily commuter is a Tesla Model 3, kind of similar. The Tesla Model 3 is a sedan. The Model Y is kind of like a crossover version of the Model 3, but the interior, the seats, the steering wheel, the display is very similar to what I have in my Model 3. And the thing that kind of blows me away about Teslas is how much of a breath of a fresh air they are, how much different they are than gas vehicles. Some people might ridicule the interior as being sparse and plain. Well, I like it. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber. It's very quiet and serene in here. It's not cluttered with buttons all over the place. It's just like you have this big tablet, this big iPad right here. The majority of the functionality is in this screen. And the thing is, it's infinitely configurable. It's constantly getting updated and getting better. They did an update not too long ago where you turn on the signals and you have blind spot cameras. If things are tied to hard buttons and knobs, you can't do that. So this is a car, even though it gets better, even though it gets older, a lot of ways it gets better. Even though my Tesla is a 2019, I still benefit from the, my display and infotainment system looks very similar to this 2021. Likewise, it looks very similar to a 2023 because of the over-the-air updates. Kind of like your iPhone. You can have an iPhone that's 4 or 5 years old, but it still functions, and you can still pretty much run the latest version of iOS on it. So obviously there are perks to getting a newer Tesla. This is going to have a faster processor, a little bit better resolution on the screen than some of the earlier ones. Really nice backup camera as well. Parking is very easy. You have a very intuitive climate control system to use. And one thing about the Model Y, which you can't have on the Model 3, is this biodefense mode. Not a gimmick. So when I hit that biodefense button, basically what it's doing is it's sealing all outside air. The only way outside air can come into the vehicle right now is through this giant HEPA filter in the front of the vehicle. It has a giant HEPA filter that's about the size of the filter of your whole HVAC system. So it can clean and filter pollutants out of the air. And it's not a gimmick that, there's people, obviously there's a lot of forest fires, really bad air quality in the news. There were times like really bad forest fires in California where people actually refuge inside their Teslas, and putting on the biodefense mode, it actually filtered that polluted air, the smoke particles out of the air, and made the air clean and safe to breathe. So if you suffer from allergies and are very sensitive respiratory system, you definitely would want to consider a Tesla with a biodefense mode right there. And then people also might ridicule this screen as being too complicated. Oh, if I want to change the climate control or do this or do that, you have to swipe through all these menus. Well, that's not always the case. You have voice commands. Make it warmer. So every time I say make it warmer, it'll keep on raising the temperature by 3 degrees. Make it cooler. Likewise, it'll lower the temperature by 3 degrees. Heated seats on. It'll pull up the heated seats menu. Wipers on 1. Wipers off. Rear defroster on. See, there's 150 different voice commands. So So as you can see, while you're driving, you don't need to be swiping through the menus to put the wipers on and the defroster on. You can all do it by voice commands, not taking your eyes off the road. You have an autopilot, which is amazing. Tesla's traffic work cruise control. Even though it's designed for highways, it does work on back roads. Here's a video of me using it on a back road, kind of pushing it to its limit, but you can see that this ADAS system, Advanced Driver's Assistance System, is a lot more advanced than pretty much what everyone else has. And this isn't even the full self-driving, that's a whole different level. Autopilot enables your car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically for other vehicles and pedestrians within its lane. So, yeah. Alright. Let's keep this video rolling along. I could literally talk an hour about this car, but I guess if you want to listen to me talk about Teslas for hours upon hours, we have a whole archive of Tesla videos on our YouTube page, Infiniti of Tacoma 1, where I talk about and review many Teslas and many other vehicles. Pretty much any vehicle you can think of aside from exotic sports cars like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, but I pretty much cover everything else. Nice big cargo area. You can fold down the seats for even more cargo space. It also has a camp mode, so you can put a sleeping bag back here, put it in camp mode, and allows you to use a climate control system, keep the vehicle warm without sapping unneeded power from the rest of the vehicle. Camp mode probably is a little bit more practical on a vehicle like this versus a Model 3. This also has a tow hitch. While this is not, a heavy-duty tow vehicle, you can do some decent towing with the Model Y. So there are rear-wheel drive versions of the Model Y. There are standard range versions of the Model Y. This is a long-range all-wheel drive, so fully charged range is about 300 miles. It's dual motors, so it has a motor in the back, the motor in the front, making it all-wheel drive, but it also makes it really fast, 0 to 60, a little under 5 seconds. This thing, even though it's a crossover SUV, it's faster than many purpose-built sports cars. With just the acceleration, this thing can dust a lot of purpose-built sports cars at the traffic light. It's a lot of fun to drive. Only one gear, so when you hit the throttle, you have instant acceleration, throttle response that is not comparable or not replicable with a gas-powered vehicle. And it's like a slot car. This thing just zips away. It's a lot of fun. Even my Tesla, which is rear-wheel drive single motor, I still have a blast driving it. It's really fast. Okay, so we don't have an engine here, so you have additional cargo space in the form of a frunk. Also a safety feature because you have all this space to absorb crash energy in a frontal collision. You have a crumple zone 60% larger than on a gas car. Well, there we have it. One nice example of the Tesla Model Y long range all-wheel drive. There's probably a million other things I haven't covered in this video because I can't make all the videos an hour, but like I said, if you want more information on the Y, see some of the other videos I made about it, and I pretty much will cover everything about this amazing crossover SUV, which is also the best-selling car in the world as of 2023, August of 2023, and it looks like it's one of the second best-selling vehicles in the United States so far, only beat out by the Ford F-Series. And the Ford F-Series also has a lot of commercial, fleet, and government business to help get its numbers up there. So it's saying a lot for a vehicle like this to be right behind, nipping at the heels of the Ford F-Series for a best-selling car in the United States. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.